Let's get down to the New York Stock Exchange. Jim Cramer's here. Hey, Jim, I had another question I wanted to ask him about investing, but it seemed pretty crass after everything we were just talking about. But let's talk about inflation and where things stand right now. I know you are somebody who is totally grateful to the city and who gives back too. But let's talk about the questions that investors are kind of wondering right now. If you're worried about inflation, it's a huge, huge issue.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Paul Tudor Jones, as always, is right about inflation. It's much worse than we thought. I keep hoping the capacity will come on and make it so that it's not as bad, but it just can't seem to come on as fast enough. I mean, for instance, I was going over with my friend Frank Mitch, who's got his own firm about chemicals, and it's just unbelievable. Fermium's using numbers that are just astounding and makes you feel like that Procter is not going to be able to get out of the jam. Procter being the one that yesterday that focused most on inflationary inputs. So it ends up like you want to go back and buy FANG because FANG doesn't have inflationary inputs. And that's what I think keeps driving those stocks back.
The one question that I wanted to put to Paul, and maybe we'll get him back at some point to do this, is if you're an investor and you worry about inflation and you worry about the PE compression that he was talking about, if that's a huge deal, if rates go up and you see PE compression next year, he said the market may go down. It's definitely not going to grow as quickly, but that still leaves people who have cash that's been on the sidelines, which is a lot of people and a lot of cash. Do you keep that in cash right now when you're facing this kind of inflation, knowing your dollar is worth less every day that it sits in a bank account? Or do you put it into the market and hope for the best?
I think it's the latter. I think it's pretty much automatic. People just recognize that as long as rates are down, if you think you're going to live a long time, they just don't get there. They just don't help you. I think it's important for people to recognize that the baby boomers, who are supposed to be this huge source of funds, who are supposed to be cashing out, haven't cashed out. Yeah. I mean, how long did we hear about that overhang of that money coming out? So you don't have that money coming out. You have money automatically coming in. Now, you have the Robinhood money coming in, although it turns out that from the report yesterday, it's like $250 per. But there is just a sense that it is the only, I hate to use that only game in town because it's such a boring statement. But they don't give you any alternative except for crypto. I know we're going to have Mike Novogratz tonight. Why does everyone love Novogratz? What is it about him? He's universally loved. He's very controversial in reality. But
it's his enthusiasm.
By the way, he's a great dad, too. I found out he's a great dad. I mean, I don't know. I know he's a great brother. I bumped into his brother. Novogratz is unbelievable. He really is.
We love family first. Jim, I can't wait to hear more of your thoughts. We'll be watching in just a couple minutes.
Okay.
Great to see you.